Hi, it's Sam. Welcome to Royally Reading. Today I wanted to talk about the Darth Bane Trilogy. I just finished the final book, so I want to kind of talk about how I feel about it, just my thoughts on the series as a whole. I love reading Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. So let's just jump right in. The Darth Bane Trilogy, the last book, you may have seen my review for it. It's Dynasty of Evil. And these are the other two books. So far, my favorite is book one. Hands down, book one is the best in the series. It gives you an introduction to Darth Bane, who he was before, and I really love his progression as a villain. It's very easy to see where his thirst for power comes from, and it's very easy to see how he develops the path of two. I think that the characterization and the character development of Darth Bane throughout this series is very, very good, but especially in book one. Book two, I'm going to be super honest, I barely remember book two. There were some little details that I vaguely remember, but overall, I can't say it was all that memorable. And then book three was really, really solid. I had a good time. I think it's a really decent conclusion. I just didn't get the same reading high that I got from the first book. And there were some character components that I thought could have been better, based just on how great book one was. And I almost feel like the progression, I think the problem is that I had a different idea of what was going to happen with the story, and with the ending, I don't know that I 100% believe it. I don't feel like we were given enough of certain characters and certain aspects for me to fully believe that the way it ended is the way it ended. And there's nothing else that really says otherwise, or that. And I know this is very vague. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. The whole idea of Darth Bane's progression being that he was related to a very volatile father, found the Sith, didn't like the way they were doing things, and forged his own way and path for them is so fascinating to me. And that whole arc of the first book really encompasses the character for me. And I feel like it sets the bar so high that books 2 and 3 just couldn't meet it. I really liked Xana as a character. Darth Bane's apprentice has a lot of good qualities, very interesting qualities, but I don't feel like they were given the amount of focus that they should have been. Because Xana has some skill sets that are very specific to her, and that are, they make her a great rival for Bane, but it's not explored enough for me to believe that she is as powerful as she is. That's where I lose some of my enjoyment, is that I needed more of Xana and what she was capable of and what she was learning, instead of it just being a gloss over note in the third book that, oh, by the way, she knows about this, she studied this is what she does. And it's, I don't want to hear it in passing. I want to see her. I want to see her learn it. I want to see her use it. I want to see how she actually matches up with her master in terms of her studies and her discipline. There is so much characterization that I feel is missing for Xana that makes me really, really hesitant to say that I love this trilogy as a whole. I really like it, but I don't think I love it. Because there are so many characters that have been fleshed out so well, like Bane in book one, that when you put Xana next to him, they almost don't feel comparable. I don't. Yeah, Xana was just really underwhelming for the potential I thought she had as a character. And that, to me, is so disappointing And I know that the book is not about her, the series is not about her, it's about Darth Bane. But since she's his apprentice, part of it should be as much about her as it is about him, since the rule of two dictates that the apprentice must surpass the master for the Sith to remain strong. So Xana's strengths should in ways parallel and rival Darth Bane's. So their skill sets should equitably be shown by the third book when that is the focus. When the focus becomes the future of the Sith in terms of where these two are at in their journeys. That's where a lot of my fall through comes. I just feel like Xana could have been better developed, could have been presented more effectively, so that by the end of the book, I know how the Sith are going to fare. So that I feel confident that their fearsomeness is not compromised. I just really would have loved that to have been done better for book 3. Because, again, book 1 is just exceptional. I highly, highly recommend book 1. It is such a treat. It's such a ride. It's such a good time. And I really feel like it boils down to the bar was set too high for me to love the rest of the series as much. I do really enjoy Darth Bane as a character. I do love a lot of the plot points for his journey. They make a lot of sense. The Orbalisks, his journey with his apprentice, his push to find additional Sith knowledge that's been lost or that is well hidden. You know, his rivalry with the Jedi's existence and the Sith's existence. The parallels are really interesting, and the tension between the two factions is so interesting. And I just feel like the later half of the trilogy doesn't live up to how it started. I wish it did. I really wanted it to. And I know this is a very loved trilogy, that it's like very like quintessential Star Wars reading. And I can definitely say that for book 1. Book 1, there's no doubt about it. It is a must-read Star Wars book. I can't say the same for book 2 and 3. Like, you need the knowledge for sure, but overall, I give the series a 4, but mainly because its start is so strong that I can't stand to give book 1 anything less than that. I just can't. Book 1 elevates the entire series for me, to where I say, don't skip it. Read it, give it a shot, see what you think. I would actually love to hear the thoughts of folks who have read it down below, the full trilogy. And if you have any I don't necessarily want to, this is spoiler free. I don't want to be giving people spoilers, since we have new generations of Star Wars fans who are getting into these older stories. So if you have a spoiler, please put your comment as spoiler and then reply to it, so that, it's a little hidden, or hit me up on Instagram so we can discuss spoilers and not ruin the new Star Wars reading experience for any of our young fans who are just jumping into the fandom or like diving further into it for the first time. That's what's so great about books, is that even if they've been published many decades before, just a couple decades before, you can experience them as if they're brand new because they're new to you. Thank you so much for watching this video and for sticking with me as I'm figuring out my scheduling, my new life balance. I've already started reading Darth Plagueis, so when I finish that, I'll be back to talk about that. I'm going to keep with my challenge of reading all of the Star Wars canon and Legends novels, as well as the comics. It's taking me a while to do, but I really, really enjoy doing it. It's so fun. I love this universe. I love seeing it expand, and there have been so many expansions recently. Like, it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan, honestly. So if you want to see more Star Wars content, more bookish content, you can follow me at Royally Reading on Instagram. Please like, share, comment. It really, really helps. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!